What do you believe? Do you think there is a God? Do you think there is not a God? Are you not sure? These are some of the most basic questions we ask of ourselves and others, and we can use these questions to ask more questions. How strongly do you believe what you believe? Strong enough to question it? Strong enough to tell others about your belief? The degree of belief that you hold will almost always correlate to the degree of comfortability you have when telling others about what you believe. If you doubt your belief, you will often become uncomfortable when talking about it, and sometimes even avoid the conversation completely. So why is it that when someone teaches their children about what they believe, that it somehow becomes brainwashing or child abuse? What people like to call brainwashing depends to some extent on the content of the beliefs involved. If we like the beliefs, we call it education. If we don't, we call it indoctrination or even brainwashing. What's the difference in telling a child that if they run into the street that they will get hurt, and telling a child that there is or is not a God? They both rely on your own interpretation of evidence and what you think is best for your child. Let's look at what brainwashing means. Brainwashing consists of any systematic effort aimed at installing certain attitudes and beliefs in a person against his will, usually beliefs in conflict with the person's prior beliefs and knowledge. Now, the best way I can explain brainwashing is to explain what is happening to Christians in atheistic China and atheistic North Korea. These Christians are being put in jail and forced to stay there, sometimes without food or water, sometimes while being tortured and told over and over again that if they renounce their faith, that they will be free. Is this what you want in America? Do you want our government to become like these atheistic communist countries where they lock up any theist just for their beliefs? It seems this may be the way that America is headed if we get more groups like the Rational Response Squad and get more followers of Dawkins and Harris. But how can you say that this is what is happening to all of our children? We only teach them what we believe, and if that is not okay with you, then tough. The next term that we need to look at is child abuse. Now, there are 4 different kinds of child abuse. There's physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and neglect. Now, the one that most people would refer to is emotional abuse. Emotional abuse, according to Richard Krugman, has been defined as the rejection, ignoring, criticizing, isolation, or terrorizing of children, all of which have the effect of eroding their self-esteem. Emotional abuse usually expresses itself in verbal attacks involving rejection, scapegoating, belittling, and so forth. Now, emotional abuse is the 3rd most frequently reported form of child abuse and includes acts or omissions by the parents or other caregivers that could cause serious behavioral, emotional, or mental disorders. For example, the parents or caregivers may use extreme or bizarre forms of punishment, such as confinement of a child in a dark closet. Emotional child abuse is also sometimes termed psychological child abuse, verbal child abuse, or mental injury of a child. Now, if you know of any children being locked away in closets or having extreme physical punishments being given to them, don't get on YouTube and talk about it. Call the authorities immediately, but do not confuse the two. Telling your child what you think is best for them and their safety is not child abuse. I'm going to have some links on the side, which will include links for information on the persecution of Christians and the most atheistic countries we have today. But the first 3 links will be showing atheists that have their children at an age that they probably don't know better speak out against religion and or God. The first link is to David Mills' video, in which he has his 12-year-old daughter videotape him picking up dog crap with the Bible. Now this is something that the Rational Response Squad has posted on their website, because they think that this is a good idea. So the next time you go around propagating these lies, you might want to check out the validity of your argument first. I welcome feedback on this and all of my videos. Peace.